A quiet mechanic-turned-creator from rural America built a massive following by doing something unusual in the modern internet era, keeping things simple, honest, and mechanically real. With millions of followers and hundreds of millions of views, his videos show old, forgotten vehicles brought back to life using basic tools, patience, and practical problem-solving. Over time, what began as casual garage recordings evolved into a widely recognized style of automotive storytelling. However, recent changes in upload frequency, public appearances, and project consistency have led viewers to wonder what is happening behind the scenes in the life of the man behind the wrench-driven fame. Early life and foundations. Born in the mid-1980s in a small farming community in North Dakota, he grew up in an environment where self-reliance was not optional but necessary. Harsh winters and rural isolation meant that broken machinery had to be repaired at home, often immediately, or life simply stopped functioning. This upbringing shaped a mindset built around resilience, improvisation, and hands-on problem-solving. Instead of relying on formal systems or professional services, families depended on themselves and their neighbors. That environment became the foundation for a lifelong comfort with engines, tools, grease, and the kind of mechanical thinking that values function over perfection. Early mechanical learning. His mechanical understanding developed long before any professional training. Skills were absorbed through observation and repetition, working alongside family members who spent decades maintaining tractors, trucks, and aging equipment. Engines were not abstract systems, but living, audible machines that communicated through sound, vibration, and smell. Learning how to interpret these signals became second nature. A misfire, a rough idle, or a burning odor all carried meaning. This intuitive understanding of machinery created a deep connection between human and machine, one that would later become central to his identity as someone capable of reviving vehicles others considered beyond repair. Career before online fame. Before becoming known online, he worked in automotive repair, and later transitioned into business roles within parts distribution and retail operations. These positions brought financial stability and professional growth, but they also introduced a different kind of fatigue. Office environments and corporate responsibilities gradually replaced the hands-on work he had grown up with. Despite success, he later described feeling disconnected, as if his daily life no longer aligned with his identity. The structured corporate world contrasted sharply with the practical, tangible problem-solving he valued. Over time, this internal conflict set the stage for a return to more meaningful mechanical work. First steps into online videos. The shift toward online content began modestly with simple recordings made using basic equipment, often an old phone mounted in a garage. There was no script, no production team, and no elaborate setup. The early videos focused on attempting to start long-abandoned vehicles using whatever tools were available. Batteries, hand tools, and improvisation replaced polished production techniques. These recordings captured raw moments of trial and error, often mixed with humor and frustration. Although initial view counts were small, the authenticity of the process resonated with viewers who were tired of overly edited and unrealistic automotive content. Rise of authentic automotive content. As uploads continued, a consistent style emerged, centered on practicality and relatability. Instead of showcasing perfect restorations, the videos documented the messy reality of reviving neglected machines. Techniques often involve temporary fixes designed to get engines running and vehicles moving again before deeper repairs. Viewers appreciated that the methods, while sometimes unconventional, were grounded in real mechanical logic. Each project followed a familiar rhythm: inspection, diagnosis, repair attempts, startup, and road testing. This structure, combined with humor and straightforward explanation, helped build a recognizable identity in a crowded digital landscape filled with polished but less relatable content. Growth and audience connection. Over time, the audience expanded rapidly, driven by word of mouth and algorithmic recommendations. Long-form videos, often exceeding an hour, became a defining feature rather than a limitation. Viewers stayed engaged because the content felt personal, as if they were spending time in a real garage rather than watching a performance. The creator's conversational tone, self-deprecating humor, and willingness to show mistakes helped strengthen trust with the audience. Cars that were once abandoned in fields or barns became symbols of possibility. Each successful restart reinforced the idea that patience and knowledge could bring nearly anything back to life. Notable projects and builds. Several standout projects helped define the creator's reputation. These included restoring classic American vehicles that had been sitting unused for years, sometimes decades. One particularly well-known project involved a heavily modified muscle car used in endurance drag-and-drive events, symbolizing durability and creative engineering. Other builds featured large displacement engines, long-term storage recoveries, and international sports cars forgotten over time. Each project highlighted a combination of technical skill and storytelling, turning mechanical work into narrative experiences. These vehicles were not just repaired, they were given second lives that reflected both history and personal craftsmanship. Media expansion and public events. Beyond online platforms, the creator expanded into television programming, focused on rescuing and reviving abandoned vehicles across rural America. These episodes followed a similar format to the online content, but reached a broader audience through traditional media. Public appearances at automotive events, meetups, and racing gatherings further increased visibility. Collaborations with performance brands and racing teams also became part of his professional activity, offering technical insight and hands-on involvement. Despite the growing scale of commitments, the core approach remained consistent: practical solutions, real tools, and a focus on getting engines running under real-world conditions. Brand, collaborations, and influence. As popularity increased, partnerships with automotive performance companies and aftermarket manufacturers became more common. These collaborations were not limited to endorsements, but often involved direct technical participation in builds and events. His influence extended into the drag-and-drive community, where endurance racing and roadside repair culture aligned closely with his content style. Merchandise, auctions of restored vehicles, and fan interactions further broadened his presence. Even as the workload increased, the guiding philosophy remained centered on accessibility, showing that complex automotive problems could often be approached with simple tools and practical thinking rather than expensive equipment. Outro today, questions from viewers often focus on changes in output, scheduling, and public visibility. While speculation grows, the broader impact of his work remains clear. He helped reshape how automotive restoration content is presented online, proving that authenticity can compete with high production value. His approach encouraged countless viewers to attempt their own repairs, learn basic mechanical skills, and engage more deeply with older vehicles. Whether working in a small garage or appearing on larger platforms, his influence continues to reflect a philosophy built on persistence, simplicity, and hands-on problem-solving that resonates across the automotive community.